What's up, everybody? Tyson Roush, Let's Talk Jets. Hope everybody's had an excellent week. I haven't been doing much content. I'm really busy with work and been sick. I'm just kind of disgusted, to be honest with you. I mean, the Jets are one of the worst teams in the NFL, one of the worst coach teams in the NFL. You watch Ulbricht's press conference, you get annoyed. You can question roster decisions where you see, like, why is Breece Hall trying to play through injury when you have Isaiah Davis and Braylon Allen, who you want to see what you have going forward? You could say, hey, why isn't Corley playing? You want to see what he can do. But then the X factor in all of this is Aaron Rodgers. He still is trying to play at a high level to either audition for the Jets or somewhere else. So he's not going to let the Jets take pieces away from him for a youth movement. He's going to want all the stars to play, as many guys that are healthy, to kind of roll this season out. And that's what happens when you have an interim general manager, an interim head coach, and a quarterback with way too much power. So the youth movement will have to happen by injury, or it's not going to happen, which is unfortunate. Then there's all the coaching rumors where it's funny where they say, oh, Aaron Glenn may be interested, or Mike Vrabel may be interested. At this point, first of all, the season's not over yet, so I'm not going to comment on jobs. But there is no coach that's a highly touted candidate that's going to turn down any job or push away any job at this point, because first of all, you want as much interest as possible, because you want as much leverage as possible to make as much money as possible. So you may not like the Jets. You say, I love the Jets. I love the coach for them, to try to build up your value. So I don't believe any of the rumors at all. You got to truly wait until the offseason begins to see who comes in for an interview, who declines interviews, and how fast they sign. The biggest concern I have right now is the timeline of having the general manager in place, how long that will take, and then you begin the interviewing process for the coaches. The last thing you want to see is the Jets interviewing coaches without the new general manager even in place. But that could actually happen, which is putting the cart before the horse, which they've done before. But let's get to that. We'll cross that path when we get there. Today's story is interesting because it's going to get a lot of headlines where there are several reports that Bill Belichick, yes, that Bill Belichick, the guy that's despised the Jets for as long as I remember, the same guy that once he was hired was ready to take on to be the head coach of the Jets, resigned. The same guy that once he left the Patriots kept taking shots at the Jets and Woody Johnson, that Bill Belichick said he reached out to see the interest in him becoming the head coach of the team. I just don't believe it. I just don't believe this at all. It could be true. I don't believe it. And if the Jets legitimately turned him down, that's even more interesting. But I guess you have to have a vision of what your team wants. First and foremost, you could say we want to get a general manager first, and we have our marriage that way where you can move forward. Or you could say, yes, they don't want a first-time head coach. They want an established guy to help build culture, build a program. But you also want a guy that's going to be here for 5, 6, 8, 9, 10 years. Belichick's probably got a 2 or 3 year window. He's going to be done. And then you got to, inherit his son. So a lot of different things. First and foremost, I don't believe it. Second, the Jets turned him down. I mean, that's interesting. If anything, it's, it could say, well, we don't have our general manager. We're not interviewing people yet. But you know who he is. You could even just, if anything, if he was interested and the Jets had any common sense, you actually bring him in for a visit, and let him share his thoughts on where the Jets failed, where they need to improve, and his vision for how he would improve things in a program. And you can gain a lot of knowledge out of that, where whoever your decision makers are in the organization, be like, all right, we're not going to hire you, but let's hear your take, and let's take down some notes. So as we go forward, look at other candidates, let's see how they address this team, which has been one of the worst in the NFL. I mean, Belichick, as much as you hate him, has been a proven winner. You could say it's because of Brady or whatever else. His program, his system worked. And if you can pick his mind and use it as a resource going forward, I would do that. But, I mean, that ship has sailed. He went to North Carolina. And it's kind of interesting how this story came out after the fact. They let him get his job first, and then they release it. So whether you believe it or not, it's up to you. I don't necessarily believe it. But if it is true, the Jets, if they were smart, should have brought him in and just at least talk to him. Okay, why do you think this? Why do you think that? Why do you hate us? And move over. But it's going to be interesting, man. I mean, this Sunday, you're looking at, hopefully the Jets lose. You're in full tank mode. Get as high a draft pick as possible. And it's funny hearing Jet fans saying, I can't believe you have that mindset. Having a high draft pick doesn't matter. It actually does matter, because you're going to either get a great player or it's a marketing tool to lure in somebody else. If you have a top 5 pick, that may attract a better head coaching candidate, a better general manager. You can't always assume that you're going to hire an incompetent staff. Well, if top pick won't matter, we always blow it. If you're going to live in the past, you stay in the past. If you're always going to assume it's going to fail, then why even keep who we have then? So to me, it's get the best draft pick possible. But the Jets are winning on Sunday. So the Tank Bowl that we're going to be streaming will be ugly. They'll win. They'll celebrate. And then obviously you have the old Aaron Rodgers saga too to see how he plays and he tries to market himself going forward. So we'll see you guys on Sunday. I'm not sure this video made any sense, but you got to comment on it. It's just never a dull moment with the Jets. I think right now they're low-hanging fruits. If you could tie any story to them, they will, and we're all going to read and react to it.